Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. I bought a new bike and I'm super excited about it. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that a couple of weeks ago I took a test ride on the Indian Chieftain and fell in love with it, decided I had to have one. I guess that's the danger of doing test ride videos. So this past weekend I rode my Indian Scout 4 hours up the highway to the north side of New York City to Indian Motorcycle of White Plains to trade it in for my brand new 2022 Chieftain. This is the first time I have ever bought a new vehicle. I put 500 miles on in the first 3 days of riding, so I took it down to Twig Indian in Hagerstown, Maryland for its 500-mile service check. Both of these Indian dealers have been great to work with. A special shout out to Twig Indian for getting my bike in for its 500-mile checkup, despite being booked solid in their service department and getting it done in 24 hours. So now I'm riding back through Catoctin Mountain Park on my way home. This road is a lot of fun, lots of twisties. Anyway, let's talk about this bike, and also let's talk about the reasons I was willing to give up my Scout, which I really liked, for this beast. This is the 2022 Chieftain base model. It only comes in black, but I love the contrast with the chrome badging on the tank and the saddlebags. I've received several compliments on this bike already. I bought this specific bike primarily due to financial reasons. I would love to get a dark horse, but it's just not in the budget right now. I was looking for a used bike, preferably 2020 or 2021 without tons of miles, but used Chieftains in that range are really hard to find in my area. There were a couple of 2019 Chieftain Limited bikes on the market, but they cost about the same as this bike brand new. The 2019 Limited has the same 111 engine that this has, so there's really no advantage to getting the 2019 Limited other than a couple of electronic features. It wasn't until 2020 that Indian came out with a 116 engine, if I remember correctly. So anyway, this has the 111 engine with 119 foot-pounds of torque. It's got tons of power and acceleration. I love the huge saddlebags, gives me tons of room to pack for my multi-day trip that's coming up next week. The Batwing fairing works really well for wind protection, although I might spring for a taller windshield at some point in time. It's not bad, but could be a little bit taller. I'm in the process of getting crash bars. I got rear bars already, just trying to figure out the front bars, having some issues getting ones that fit. I also changed out the halogen headlight for LED light right away. This bike is so much fun to ride and handles super well. The only challenge I've had with it has been in stop and go traffic, slow traffic such as traffic jams. The 830 pounds really starts to show up when going 2 miles an hour. I'm really having to hone in on my training, focusing on the friction zone and using the rear brake for stability. So why did I decide to trade up from my Scout? Let's discuss 4 reasons to upgrade from the Indian Scout to a full bagger. First reason is fuel capacity. The Scout tank is 3.3 gallons. This is 5.5. That takes me from a max of about 140 to 150 miles per tank to well over 200. The second reason is the lean angle. I know when you're on a bike, it feels like you're leaning much farther than you actually are. At least for me it is anyway. But I'm quite confident that some of these corners on this road through Catoctin, I would have been scraping pegs on the Scout, and I've had no problems with it on the Chieftain. Third reason is suspension. The Chieftain handles road bumps so much more comfortably than the Scout, particularly the rear shocks. It is so much nicer. Fourth reason is storage. Of course, the Scout doesn't come with any storage from the factory since it's not designed as a touring bike, and of course you can buy saddlebags for the Scout that fit just fine, which I did. But if you're going to go touring on the Scout, you're still going to need to have a sissy bar with a bag on it or some other kind of bag that can be thrown on the back seat or on a rear luggage rack. I did a test pack on the Chieftain, and I'm pretty sure I can pack for 6 or 7 days without any extra sissy bar, bags, or anything needed for a full week-long ride. None of this is really all that surprising, of course. The Chieftain is designed for long trips and comfortable highway riding. The Scout isn't. And since I'm getting more and more interested in doing long trips and multi-day trips, it makes sense for me to upgrade. So there it is, folks. My first ever brand new vehicle. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of this bike. Leave a comment below. Thanks everyone. See you on the next one.